Alright guys, so one of the biggest challenges that I've had with this e-bike since I built it was I've tried a number of kickstands over the past couple years and I could never quite find one that would work for my bike. A lot of times you buy a kickstand for a normal bicycle, it's not going to work for an e-bike with all the extra weight on there. So I've tried a lot of different kickstands over the past couple years, just like cheap ones. None of them really worked out for me. Recently, I saw that a company that I'm a big fan of, Portland Design Works, I've got some of their mud shovel, like fat bike fenders and stuff too that have worked good for me. But Portland Design Works makes this kickstand here called the Sturdy Boy, right? So I've got the center mount version of it that goes right here. There's also they have the other version that kind of has the 2 bolts that goes here. So I've got the center mount one that goes in there, and I've been using it for a couple days. So far it's worked great. The only problem that I had with it was I had to put a little bit of like hot glue. I don't know if you can see that down there, but I had to put some hot glue right here so that when I close the kickstand up, it doesn't touch right here. It was touching my tire because I've got these fat tires. So if you have a fat tire bike, the kickstand might touch your tire when you fold it closed, but all you have to do is just get a little bit of something right here that can fill in a little bit of the gap right there. I used some hot glue, just like a wad of hot glue, and I kept adding on a little bit more until it filled in that gap, and now it clears my tire. That little dab of hot glue also made it nice and quiet when you kick it up. So that was the only thing about it that I kind of ran into an issue with. And the other thing about my bike is my bike originally came with a rigid fork on it, and the fork was actually like, it wasn't quite as long. I think it was shorter. And when I put this suspension fork on my bike, it changed the geometry of my bike and kind of lifted the front of it up a little bit. And when I did that, and I kind of lifted the bottom bracket up off of the ground a little bit, I've never been able to find a kickstand for my bike that was long enough to reach down to the ground. And so this one is long enough because it's adjustable. There's a bolt in it, or a machine screw, where you can slide this bottom piece up and down along this piece, and this is like a really sturdy kind of like metal right here, and this might be some kind of plastic. It feels like a plastic. So then the metal piece and the plastic piece kind of have a machine screw that you tighten up to secure everything and adjust the length of it. So I've been able to adjust the length of this kickstand to probably like one of the longest positions that it will go, and it does work for my bike. It kind of leans at quite the angle. It's leaning at a pretty good angle here, but it's workable. I've never found a kickstand that could really hold my bike up. I think my bike is heavier than the 88 pounds that this one is rated for. So I think we're not going exactly by code here. So it does seem like it can exceed its rating a little bit. It's flexing a little bit. I've noticed like when I twist my front tire, it kind of like flexes around a little bit on me down there. Once I get it adjusted to the point where I like it, I think I might just fill in the bottom of it with like a bunch of JB weld or something to kind of stiffen up the bottom of the kickstand, and that would be kind of a destructive change to the kickstand. I wouldn't be able to adjust it anymore, but I do kind of have my concerns about whether or not this interface between the plastic and the metal is going to hold up on my bike. It seems a little bit flexy, but I mean my bike has like a 16-pound battery, and then each one of these wheels probably weighs like 20 pounds, and then you got the rest. So yeah guys, my e-bike's pretty heavy. The GoPro overheated, so we just teleported to a new location. But so far it's working pretty good. I had to make some small modifications to it. I might modify it a little bit in the future, like I mentioned, with the filling it in with a little bit of JB weld just to stiffen it up so that it doesn't break at that interface between the plastic and the metal. But other than that, and that little dab of hot glue that I put on there so that it clears the tire on my fat bike, it's the nicest kickstand that I've found so for my bike so far. It's got this part right here is it's metal. It's really beefy, feels strong. I wish the bottom part was metal too. I don't know why both pieces aren't made out of this stuff. I would feel a lot more confident about it, but I think I can fill in this plastic a little bit with JB weld and stiffen it up, and then I think that'll be strong. But yeah, so my GoPro is just repeatedly overheating today, so we're gonna do a rewind and warp back in time to the unboxing of the Sturdy Guy kickstand so we can go through the installation. These are the instructions for the Sturdy Lad. Pause the video if you want to look at those. And there we have it, the Sturdy Lad center mount kickstand. Link in the description. Thanks for watching, friends.